Hello, it's Jimmy Jam Oracle and welcome to my channel. Today we're doing another Girl World reading for Foodie Beauty. Thank you for joining me today, just like we thank the spirits for joining us, helping us out today. Oh, and I was shuffling and guess what card fell out? Starting off strong, the Six of Swords. That's the traveling card. Moving on, leaving behind. So that actually answers my first burning question. Is Chantal traveling right now? And the spirits believe they're telling us that yes, she is traveling. She's moving. She's on the move. That's her movement card. Usually if Chantal is about to leave or, you know, go with wherever, like go somewhere, whether it's back to Canada or if it was leaving. Oh no, I forgot that place. Well, like leaving Kuwait. Yeah. I usually get that card for her. So I do believe she's traveling, which I think is kind of a no-brainer because she said her channel is going on hiatus. So let's go ahead and continue. I've been shuffling the deck, thinking about Foodie, talking about her. And I keep throwing cards around. This is actually the second time this card has fallen out, and I thought the first one was a hoax, or, you know, just a regular old fallout, because I'm not great at shuffling. But let's go ahead and read the King of Cups. There we go. It's upright. It says compassion, control, and balance. Control comes up a lot in Girl World. Not all that surprising. Oh, this one also fell out as well. Queen of Pentacles, I often get that for her. Creature comforts. Creature comforts is the meaning I usually get from it. But I usually get that for her. Usually if I get a card that represents Chantal, it's often a queen. Whether in this deck or in my Oracle deck, What's the Tea? It's usually a queen. Oh, another jump out. Thank you, spirits. We have the Seven of Rods. So let's go ahead and look that up. There we go. Seven of Rods, sorry. It says perseverance, defensive, maintaining, control. So again, we have another control card. I believe, because we get a lot of control when it comes to Chantal going to Canada. And I do think that when she's in Syria, she does feel like she doesn't have quite the control she wants. She can't leave when she wants. She can't, can't get what she wants in the moment. So like a lot of control is out of her hands. So maintaining control means going back to Canada. So I think the spirits are saying, yep, she is on her way back to Canada. And it seems like the main reason is that control issue that she has. Like she doesn't have the control that she wants. So she's going back home. Oh, okay. Well, no. Okay, that was an accident because it was like 7 cards. All right. So let's actually get some cards down. Finally ask the spirits a question instead of having these fallouts. Say, spirits, what can we expect from Chantal when she's back in Canada? Okay, had another fallout. Thanks, spirits. The Eight of Pentacles. Not sure if I've gotten the Eight of Pentacles before, but let's check its meaning. It is upright, says apprenticeship, passion, high standards. High standards, very strange for Chantal to have high standards. I don't know, after apprenticeship for some reason jumps out at me. I'm not sure what that's about. So let's see if the spirits would like to answer the question. What can we expect from her? We have the 10 of Rods. We have the 2 of Rods. Lots of rods today. Lots of wands. And then we have the 10 of Cups, but it is reversed. So let's start with the rods or wands, as it is in some decks. Let's go ahead and check the 10. Where's the 10? There we go. It says upright. It says accomplishment, responsibility, and burden. Oh. Well, yeah, responsibility and burden, definitely. And it's definitely someone who's holding it alone, as it is in the pictured on the card. And it's funny because you see like a little castle out there. And, you know, like I said, whenever Chantal's card that represents her comes up, it's always a queen. So I wonder if they're implying like the burden of like having that apartment to herself. And then we talk about the Two of Rods. And that's planning, making decisions, and leaving home. Yep. Definitely. Planning, making, that's exactly what she's doing right now. She's leaving home. And she's been planning. She got the apartment. And like again, like decision making. All of that is happening right now. But then we have the Ten of Cups, which is interesting because it is reversed. And I know that to be like a family card, but like I said, I'm not 100% sure. The reversal. Here we go. It says shattered dreams, broken family, and domestic disharmony. I wonder if this has to do with Peetz. Because again, like it's talking about having a burden by herself. And at one point she was talking about having Peetz move in. And then we were talking about domestic disharmony. Huh. And then, like I said, you have this person carrying the burden. So I just wonder, actually let's not wonder, let's just ask the spirits. Spirits, does her best friend, Pete, does he move in with her? Oh. I had one fallout and then I fumbled the rest of the cards. Oh, I had two fallouts. Oh, they were both upside down when I picked them up, so I'm not sure how to read them. That's the thing about fallout cards. I don't know if I should read them right side up or upside down, but what I have is the Emperor and the King of Rods. Again, more wands. Let's go ahead and read them. Maybe I'll do both the meanings reversed and upright to see. So upright, it's the big picture, the leader overcoming challenges. And then the reversed is impulsive, overbearing, unachievable expectations. I don't know. And to be honest with you, when I picked it up, it was reversed. So I just wonder if that's how it was meant to be read, how I picked it up. Because the impulsive, the overbearing, like I definitely get that from Chantal, especially when it comes to Peetz. So I just wonder, and again, like this is a royal figure as well, with wands, or rods as in the back. So like I don't know why I really feel like these are together. The burden and then this king, which very well could I can believe that it's Chantal. And then we have the Emperor. So like I see it upright, it says authority, structure, and control. So again, control comes up again. And then the reversed is tyranny, rigidity, and coldness. So I honestly think this card is just symbolizing control. So you have this tyrant, pretty much, this cold person. Oh my goodness, what was the king of? I have a terrible memory. I'm so sorry. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Impulsive. Oh, that was the word. Impulsive and overbearing. Trying to maintain this control. And like it's funny, control once again comes up with Chantal. So I asked about Peetz, and I'm getting like a reading for Chantal, or at least those were the cards that fell out while I was asking about Peetz. So I just wonder if that's just representing Chantal's need to control him, or her desire to control him. So let's ask about Peetz. Let's just ask about Peetz in general. What's Peetz energy? All right. See what the spirits have to say. Spirits say the Four of Rods. Again, we have more rods, more wands. We have the High Priestess. She's reversed. And then again, more rods, more wands. Okay. Well, I'm already right where I need to be to see the Four. Where is she? There she is. All right. It says community, home, and celebration. Okay, so maybe, like, he's probably happy to have Chantal home, in Canada. Obviously, that's his friend. Despite, I think, the fallout they might have had. And then, like I said, I don't know if Chantal did that for clout, or if she actually means it, but who knows? But he's happy to see her home. So whether I don't think he has any hard feelings toward what happened with like his chat and her saying, you know, she's not his friend anymore, but he's definitely happy to see her home. And then we have the High Priestess. She is reversed. So let's go ahead. Where is she? There she is. All right, so it says lack of center, lost inner voice, and repressed feelings. Definitely Pete. Definitely. He's definitely an introvert. I honestly don't think he's quite open about his feelings as much as Chantal is. And I think she likes to use that to her advantage. But definitely like repressed feelings, the lost inner voice. Like I do think he has trouble standing up to her. So then we go back to rods, to the 8 of rods. What does it say? It's reversed. So it says panic, waiting, and slow down. Yeah, he's waiting for her to come back. The panic, I don't think he would panic about her coming home. Unless it, like, slow down. I wonder if it's taking longer than what he thought it would, and maybe that's the panic. Like, you know, because when you're on the plane, you're not really, like, making phone calls or anything, so maybe he hasn't heard from her. I don't know. Let's ask the spirits. All right, spirits, can you explain the 8 of rods and Peet's read? Just gives a little bit more. Oh no. I have butterfingers today. It's awful. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords. It's reversed. The 6 of Pentacles also reversed. And the King of Cups reversed. Everything is reversed. Everything is upside down. The Ace of Swords, if I remember it correctly, I think that's like the creativity card, but I'm not sure. Oh no, it's a different card. It's a different ace. Reversed, it says confusion, brutality, and chaos. Huh. Confusion, brutality, and chaos. Again, maybe this has something to do with that chat fiasco that they had, where Chantal was very unhappy with Peetz. Maybe that's what that's talking about. The brutality and chaos is really like sticking out to me, because I think she did say some pretty harsh stuff. Okay, so we move on to the 6 of Pentacles. It is reversed. And we're talking about strings attached, stinginess, power, and domination. We know Peetz, he doesn't have power or domination. So I'm thinking it's the strings attached. So basically, like, definitely before, when they lived in the villa together, like, she definitely would hold the fact that she was the, you know, the breadwinner and paying for everything. So that's like the strings attached, like I'm feeling. Could this be like a fear that he has? Like he's afraid of like that strings attached kind of a feeling. Maybe he feels like their friendship has strings attached to it. But that wordage, that string attached. Strings attached. Like that definitely has some strength behind it when I look at it. Even the stinginess a little bit, like someone's being stingy. Someone's not willing to put in the money. The Knight of Cups. He is also reversed. Where is he? There he is. Moodiness and disappointment. Disappointment can definitely be an end result for Pete when it comes to Chantal. I think he does like value her as a friend. Otherwise, I don't think he would have put up with her for this long through all of their stuff. So there's some sort of disappointment. So we're going to pull out the Oracle deck because this one's starting to thin out. I think half of it is on the table. So what's the tea, spirits? What's the tea with Peetz? Then we'll go back to Chantal, but let's focus in on Peetz. Happiness hater. Photo proof getting evidence. Huh. Spiritual hater. Okay, wow, we're talking about hate. Talking about a lot of hate, a lot of anger I'm feeling. But who is this? Because I did ask about Peetz. I just wonder if this has something to do with Peetz. If there's also photo proof in the middle of it. So amidst like all of this hating, this anger, there's this evidence. It's just something, I think, is this photo proof has come out before for Chantal. So I just wonder if something is about to come out about her, like if it's regarding Peetz, or if it has something to do with just her, but it somehow makes him really angry towards her. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and shuffle one more time, see if the spirits have anything to say about Peetz. Any final say, spirits, before we go back to Chantal? Oh, Peter. Okay, here we go. Groupie. Too busy winning. And legal issues. Legal issues came up for Foodie as well. Again, like, I don't know if it's a groupie and too busy winning, I think also came up for Chantal. Like, these are pretty common cards for Chantal. So I just wonder if it's just, maybe the spirits are confirming, like, the T is just Chantal. Like, it's not Peetz. Which doesn't surprise me, because Peetz doesn't really cause too much drama. As far as I've seen, I've only been familiar with them for, like, the last year or so. So, as far as I know, Peetz is not like an aggressive, or like even like the hate coming up in his reading didn't feel quite right. Not sure why. But I'm going to take the cards back. They were back in the deck. I'm going to shuffle them again, and let's ask a couple questions about Chantal. Bring it back. Bring it back, spirits. Bring it back to Chantal. All right, what's her energy going to be like when she comes back to YouTube? We know she's coming back. When she lands and she gets settled, she has a car that she can live stream from. I honestly think that's going to be the first live stream. It's going to be in the car. What do you say, spirits? What do you say? Whoop, 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 whoop. They have a drop. Yeah. Had to fall out. 6 of Cups. Oh, I'm right here in the cups. Says familiarity, happy memories, and healing. Yeah, it's the card of reminiscing. So like her being in Canada, that absolutely makes sense. So let's go ahead and continue. All right, we have the 4 of Cups, the 5 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups. So now we're getting a lot of cups. Let me see. 4 of Cups. It's upright. It says apathy, contemplation, and disconnectedness. Huh. I know before I was talking about decision making, and I wonder if that's the contemplation. I just wonder what she's thinking on. What is she thinking on? Let's move on to the 5 of Swords. Maybe the next card could give us some clue. Is reversed, and it says lingering resentment and desire to reconcile and forgiveness. Oh, she's gonna forgive Peetz. Of course she is. I bet you. Maybe that's the contemplation. Like, actually, like, thinking about, like I said, that reconciliation. The 8 of Cups reverses avoidance, fear of change, and fear of loss. Huh. Definitely the fear of loss. I don't think she really likes losing people, even though she puts up like a really brave front. Now, is this loss personal, or is this loss more towards her finances, like towards YouTube? I'm not sure, because with the girls, like these high emotions, sometimes they run along like their finances, like the fear of losing viewership, fear of losing money, even like the fear of change, the fear of changing or improving their content because they don't want to lose more than what they've already had. All right, spirits. Any last things to say in this deck before I pull out the next? 6 of Rods, 4 of Swords, and the King of Swords. Alright, start with the rods. Where are you? There you are. It's upright. So it says victory, success, public reward. Victory. And like I said, the too busy winning card we got from the other deck, that's something that's been coming up for Chantal. Like, definitely something, I don't know, something, it doesn't have to be good. But something happens, and I do think she gets some sort of windfall from that. But then we have the 4 of Swords talking about rest, restoration, and contemplation comes up as well. Like, she's going to be doing some real thinking. Whether it's about her content or her personal life, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll get a clue in the King of Swords. He's reversed. So no direction, disregard for consequences, and unpredictability. So again, like in the beginning when I was talking about that spontaneous, impulsive, that was the word it used, the impulsive description, that, like, again, like, that's Chantal. That is Chantal. She, as much as she does the same thing every day, at least in Kuwait and in Syria, I think because she's been controlled. She can't just go out and do what she wants to do. But in Canada, where she's free, she has that control. She definitely can become more spontaneous. You know, she'll have that loss of impulse control. Because she'll be within walking distance, or I guess like scooter distance, for wherever she needs to be. So Spirit's pulling out the other deck. What's the T? What is the T? What is the T for Chantal? Broke ass. That's not surprising. No facts. And kissing ass. Definitely kissing ass to her Beezers. Trying to get that coin. No facts. Never has the facts. Makes shit up. Lies. That definitely sounds like Chantal. And Spirit says she's broke, or she'll become broke. And not surprising, you know, moving to a new country, getting that apartment, that was expensive. Again, like kissing ass to get that coin. All right. Well, thank you, Spirits. Like, I thank you for joining me today. If you got this far, I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day.